Maybe you have noticed this already, but there's one interesting aspect to reality. And that is, if you observe your current experience, you will see that it is already completely full. Look at what is arising, what you experience right now. Like, is there any empty spot? Is there like anywhere where you could put more into it? Isn't it like already full? Like, what are you working for all your life? It's already full. You can work for a nice house or a car, but that has to replace something. It is changing the content, but it cannot add to your current experience, absolutely. It's so beautiful, it's already complete, it's so full. You cannot change that fact. There's no more than this experience. Whenever you think that you build something more, you invest in something, and you want to build up your life, your possessions, your outer circumstances, maybe your social circle, that's all ideas, that's all concepts. Come to this very moment and realize that it is whole. Whatever it is that you're experiencing, it is already total. It is arising out of this nothingness, and it is just there, and nothing is missing. Like, there is no spot here in your awareness, in your conscious experience where it's like, oh yeah, there is something empty. I have to fill that. No, that's not possible. This arising is complete, and all you are doing your whole life when you are working is rearranging the objects, is rearranging and changing the relationships of what it is, that is the content of your life. But ultimately, you're already full, and you have to work on realizing that first. Otherwise, you will miss everything. And you one day will wake up and think, oh my God, what have I been doing? It has led to nothing. Because unconsciously your idea of why you're working is you want more. You want something more. But what was missing from your life wasn't more content. It was more consciousness, more awareness of the fullness that is already your life, that is already present. So spare yourself the misdirected effort of working on perfectly aligning the circumstances of your life, but instead work on your capacity to realize this fullness, and then you will be complete without any additional need for any content. That's the beauty of consciousness work, of meditation, of all of these practices that train your mind to be present and increase your capacity to consciously experience the fullness in this very moment, in this eternal moment. And really I believe what we are all striving for, every human is striving for this completeness and this infinite being that is arising in every moment. Every human, we want nothing short of the infinite, of this underlying, unifying force that is giving rise to everything. And this field can really be described as nothingness, because everything that arises just is and just comes into being without any external thing that it needs. And you can observe that it isn't like, I'm not talking from any special experience that you are not having. I'm talking from my very own direct experience right now. And you can see that for yourself too. You just have to train your mind to see things differently. And not the way you have been trained yourself, or you have been trained to see things your whole life and that you have adopted for yourself. Which is the notion that what you're experiencing right now is kind of unimportant, because it's just a tiny part of the whole big world that's out there. But you can observe and see that this is not true right now. What you're experiencing right now is the whole completeness, it's the fullness. There is no outside of what you're experiencing right now. Not outside in time and not outside in space. This is everything. There is nothing behind this experience. Realize that. Your mind probably doesn't want to go there. But this is all there is. And what I don't mean is that the world out there doesn't exist, but it exists as a pattern. And we understand this. We have concepts that, okay, when I go outside of my house, there will be a street, there will be other people, there will be other houses in the world, there are forests, and so on. There's this whole world out there, just like we know it. But it is a concept of how reality and this current experience behaves. It doesn't exist. All that is arising right now is all there is. And your mind probably still doesn't want to go there. But it is important to realize the wholeness of this experience. There is nothing outside, and there is at the same time nothing missing. This experience is reality. This experience is the infinite unfolding as it is. We can describe it as time, but it is always unfolding now. And what is really so beautiful about this realization is that you realize there's nothing to do. Like doing something, achieving something can only be done or must only be done out of your own love, your own happiness, your own inner drive and will. But it doesn't have to be done for anything else than for what it is that you are experiencing, that you are creating. You are not forced to do anything. Of course, all of the rules of life still apply. They don't go away with any of these realizations. But when you realize this fullness, you are also creating out of this abundance. And not out of the perception that something is lacking right now and that you need to get something into your experience. You yourself then feel the fullness no matter what is your current experience, no matter what is going on right now. And when you meditate, I suggest you always keep this kind of knowing in the back of your mind, knowing that what you're experiencing right now is the fullness, is everything that your being is. And then you can enjoy this silence, this calmness, this peacefulness of meditation, because that's what you become. It's not, I'm here sitting doing nothing and the world is going crazy out there and other people maybe working on something great, and all of this can fall away. When you meditate, the world is meditating. When you are peaceful, the world is peaceful. And that's within your power to decide. And your mind is still able to go to places where you can perceive the suffering of others. You don't have to ignore that or anything. But you also realize that you don't have to create that suffering in your own life, only because it exists out there, so to speak. So what I hope is that you at one point really accept this wholeness of this very moment, and that you can clearly distinguish between what is and what is your conceptual understanding, which is very helpful, but which is not more than it is, which is not more than a concept. It is not reality, like this very moment. And then you can really relax. You can come home to this fullness of your being in this very moment. Because you see, there is no room where anything is missing. You couldn't possibly put any more into this experience. See how beautifully designed this experience is. Imagine you were God, living for eternity, just right here, right now. And you worked endlessly. You had all the time in the world to create this beautiful moment, this beautiful moment, this beautiful experience, with infinite power and infinite wisdom, infinite consciousness, infinite time. And what you came up with is this moment, is your life, every moment of it. And when you approach your life from this knowing, from this immensity that's behind this very moment, then you cannot feel anything else but gratefulness, thankfulness, appreciation, and contentment, happiness, joy even. And this is a beautiful realization. And with meditation, you realize this on ever deeper levels and you embody it, because it's not enough to hear this once and maybe go through it with your thoughts, with me here in this video. But in the meditation to make this the basis of your daily experience, the basis of the energy of your whole life. And I hope you gain some of this perspective with me here and can maybe appreciate as well how beautifully created this life is and tap into the same conscious energy. Yeah. And so far, thank you for watching. See you soon.